Hey, good morning, and welcome to Raymerwood. So I am still figuring out the hand crank conveyor here in the back of the bed of my truck. So I've got a piece of wood wedged where my cab meets the bed of my truck, because this is so slick on the metal surface of the bed of my truck. It just slides right back and starts to kind of wind back up on me. So I just want to keep it in place up against the back of the bed of the truck there, near the cab. So hopefully that'll help, because I want to catch as much as possible, you know, when I start to unwind this whole thing here. So I'm going to chuck a half of a face cord of hardwood, mixed hardwood, but this is mostly white oak and red oak right here, mostly red oak. I'm probably not going to put much maple at all. This will probably be 100% oak delivery. This shouldn't take too long. I have loosely thrown a half of a face cord in here, and it basically comes to kind of near the bottom of the plastic here of the walls of the bed of the truck. So, all right, I'm going to start knocking some of these pieces together. If I can get some of the bark to come off, I will, but if not, I'm not really going to worry about it too much. But this stuff is ready to go. Ready to go. Some kindling there. Customers always appreciate it if I can take some of this bark off. Just makes the wood look a lot nicer, and it actually, I think it dries out a little bit quicker, because you got that morning dew that gets underneath the layer of the bark. It just stays up underneath there forever. So if I can get it off, I will. So much easier than stacking everything in there. Small pieces like kindling, but still put it in there. Still put it in there. Up. Raise that filler up. Start loading it down. Loading it down. So this red oak was split and stacked, I believe it was January this year, and it is dry, ready to be burned. Small splits. Takes a lot longer for me, but it dries a lot quicker. I had some bigger splits that I'd split and stacked 2 years ago. That's about how long it took for it to dry, 1.5 years, 2 years. But this stuff is much smaller. You can tell it's very, very small. Some of this is kindling to some of y'all. But down here in the south, that is not kindling. Not many boilers around here. Just getting some of this bark off. If it's kind of loose, I'll just get it off, no problem. No problem. All right, there is a loosely thrown in half of a face cord of firewood. So if he were to stack it, he would get at least a 4 feet tall by 4 feet long stacked pile of firewood. There we go. It's just about up to the rails. It's actually a little more in some places, but I'd rather him have a little more. There we go. A little piece of wood underneath this, just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere on me. Actually, a piece of dry firewood. Red oak. Red oak. Put one behind it. All right, start her up a little bit here. the splitter a little break there, let it cool down for a little bit. Go ahead and stack some of this. I probably will end up making a bin, another bin that I'll just loosely throw in there and not stack. So right now I'm just going to go ahead and stack all this. I don't know how far I'm going to go with it. Maybe another 30 or 40 feet. I got to make sure I can get it all the way around and in between my wood piles, around the perimeter edges of the wood yard here. Show you the size of the splits, most of the splits. Pretty small stuff. It's red oak. It will take a while to dry if you split it large. That's one of the bigger pieces, and it's still pretty small. Right there. The lizards love the wood piles. They love them. Nice little home for them. I like the lizards. It's the bees that I'm not a huge fan of. It's just, it more kind of scares me than anything. I don't get stung by them. I haven't been stung by one that's been in a wood pile yet. Stack's going that way a little bit in it, I can tell. A little bit. So I have that half of a face core delivery later this afternoon to a new customer. He's a referral of a good friend of mine who I've also delivered wood to. I told him it would be a mixed hardwood. I tell most everybody that, but this one is 100% oak. I don't have any maple at all in there, which most people are pretty happy with that. They like the oak. They like the oak. Burns longer. Just a little, takes a little longer to light for it to catch. How's that looking? Nice and crooked? Not too bad. Not too bad. Can y'all even see the stack? Yeah, you can see it. Not straight on though. You don't know if it's straight or not. I'll just give you an idea of how I stack it. Get a little bit more of a straight on view there. Hoping to have all this firewood ready by next winter. And it should be, as small as I split it, it should be ready. Even though it's red oak, it still should be ready. I'm not stacking it tight, y'all. I'm just, each individual piece, I'm just loosely laying it in there. Let it fall where it does. Thinking these stacks right here are at least a foot taller than those stacks. I think. I know they shrink over time, but I want to say when I first stacked those rows over there, I think they were about 3 feet tall. Just because I didn't want them to tip over, and I know that the higher you go, the better chance you have of it tipping over. But I'm trying to maximize my space over here, so I'm stacking a little higher. Okay, I am finished for the day. You can see how much I got stacked, split and stacked there. That's probably about my average. That's for a couple of hours right there, splitting and stacking. I don't want to kill myself out here. Give the splitter a little break. So we got red oak, white oak, red oak again. Beech over here. This is all my 2025 stuff right here. All this.